Dear writers, you're not the only one who has to pitch. Let's talk about it. I'm Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help with your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. Good morning. I'm at my mother's house, so I have not had my juice yet. I sent a juicer here to her house, and today I get to go buy all of my fruits and vegetables so I can have my morning juices with y'all for the next couple of weeks. Writers, you are not the only ones who have to pitch. You are not the only ones who have to pitch. You are not the only ones that have to pitch. We all have to pitch. Everyone on the creative side of the industry has to pitch. Why? Because we're all trying to get your project made, right? Your job is to help the buyer understand why they should get it made, right? Why they should choose your project, why they should choose you. Because, I always say when you're pitching yourself just as much as you're pitching your project, right? Whoever it is that you're pitching to, whoever that person is, has to walk into another room and then pitch that project themselves. Why? They were the only ones in the pitch. They have to make sure that everyone else, especially those people who are in the, actual approval positions above them, get on board. So guess what that means? That means they have to pitch. So it might not feel the same. You know what I'm saying? The stakes are the same because no matter what, if I'm that producer or I'm that manager or I'm that executive, if I decide that I think your project is worth it, then I have just as much stake in the game because I want to get it made too. Like, that's my job. My job is not to say no to everything. My job is to actually get things made and get the things that are going to make everybody money made. That actually helps with my clout. That helps with my position. That helps with my promotions. That helps with my pockets. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just as invested as you are if I've decided that I want to champion your project. So as the champion of your project, I have to go into other rooms and continue to champion. And depending upon how big the production company is, the network is, the studio is, if it's television, how many programming hours they actually have for scripted television. I'm always going to be talking about scripted because that's what we do at the Professional Pen. We don't work with unscripted content. Then they really may be in there going blow for blow, okay, on behalf of your project because other people are coming in and pitching projects too. And we can't say yes to all of it. So while you're at home, not chilling because you probably got a little anxiety, right? Because you're just, oh my God, I hope they pick up my project. But you did your pitch. Your pitch is over. You did yours. The person said yes. And now that person spends the next however many weeks, however many months, sometimes years, still pitching on your behalf, trying to get that thing done. So I just want you to take that into consideration when you are sending out your query letters. You've probably seen that I've posted 2 posts about querying and about writers pitching and about managers also having to pitch because I follow a manager on LinkedIn and she has kind of decided to start educating people a little bit, which she does not have to do. So let's talk about that for a second because there is a man in her comments who is being so condescending and only men are liking his comment about it being her job to educate people. Now, y'all know I say this all the time. It's nobody's job in the entertainment industry to teach you anything. Nobody. Anybody who does it is doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. You know who the teachers are? Consultants. That's what we are. That's what we sign up for. Everybody else is just doing their job, just trying to make it, just trying to pay their bills. And they don't have to teach you anything. If you send them an email that doesn't have a formal introduction, it's not their job to respond to you and say, you should use a formal introduction in your emails, and this is how you write it. That's not their job. If you send them an email with your entire screenplay attached, it's not their job to respond to you and say, we don't take unsolicited materials. You know why? Because it's on their website. You didn't take the time to read it, or you said you don't care. You're going to send it anyway. It's not their job to respond to the millions of people who send them emails and teach each and every one of them how to write an email. That's not their job. That's not their job. It's not their job as a manager. It's not their job as an executive. It's not their job as a producer. Anybody who does it, anybody who takes the time out to respond to you and say, hey, this is actually what you should do. Hey, you probably shouldn't do that. Hey, those people are doing that out of the kindness of their hearts. So now this woman is on LinkedIn giving away this free game, and here come the trolls. Men. Oh, well, love, that's your job, not you complaining about doing your job. Now, see, he wasn't on my post. Because that would have gone a little different way. I had to remind myself that this was LinkedIn, so it's a professional space. So I decided to respond to her instead of responding to him, because he was on her post in a couple of places being condescending. I said, okay, yeah, he's not on my post. Let him live. I say all of that to say, writers, you're not the only one out there pitching. You are not the only one out there querying, to her point as a manager, because once she receives your email and she says, yeah, I do want to read the script, and she reads the script and she says, yeah, I do want to bring you on as a client, and she brings you on as a client, guess what she's doing from that moment on? Pitching you, querying people, doing the same thing that you were doing, but you did it however many times. Once you got your representation, you stopped doing it. She takes it on now because she has to talk other people into working with you. They don't know you. They know her. So she has to say, hey, are you interested in this? Hey, I think this is something that would be good for you. Hey, why don't we get on the phone and talk about this? Hey, you want to do lunch? I got these things to talk to you about. But the thing about it is, as people, we're, again, inherently selfish, right? Always. So we're always thinking about ourselves. Everyone is doing that, not just writers. So that means writers aren't thinking about anybody else's position in this industry and what the collaborative process looks like, right? So they're just thinking, woe is me. I have to pitch. I have to query. Why? Everybody's doing that. Everybody. Directors are doing that. Actors are doing that. They're pitching themselves in auditions. They're meeting with executives and producers so that they'll like them, so that they'll think about them the next time they're doing a role. Everybody, executives are doing this. Studios are selling your stuff to networks, so they've got to pitch and they've got to query, and everyone is doing it, not just you. Okay, so everybody, just take a deep breath, let it out, and just realize that we're all in this together. You cannot get your project made by yourself. That executive can't get it made by his or herself. That manager, producer, whoever they are, director, they can't get it made by themselves, which means they're going to have to get other people to join the team. And the way that they do that is by pitching and querying, etc. So we're all doing it. Happy writing.
The professional pen. The professional